Hey y'all. We got a drive-by live going on. Butterflyness, hey, how you doing? How you doing? We're gonna see if we can get a few in here tonight and go over some things. Thank you. Please click like on the way in. Again, I did not do a live check. I haven't been doing those lately because I don't plan on staying on long. And for the people that aren't here, they can catch the replay. On the replay. Ah, shoot. Come on in, come on in, come on in. For the few that are in here, is anyone else live right now? I guess I should have checked in advance. Absolutely justice for George Floyd. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know the title may not grab a lot of people. It's not what a lot of people want to hear about, but this is the state of play that we are in right now, and we need to be paying attention to what is going on, because these are going to be some things that people are going to be seeing a few months from now. So I think it's important for people to see exactly how this thing works. Some would pay attention, some will not. I watched some of the trials today. Yeah, I've been watching. I have been watching. I've been glued. I've been on it. On it. I've been on it, doggone it. Been on it. So, for those of you that have been watching, hopefully everybody's been tuning in at least a little bit to kind of see what's going on with the trial. One thing I wanted to say about that is that I hear a lot of people calling it the George Floyd trial. And I would hope that people would correct folks when they say that, because George Floyd is not on trial. This is Derek Chauvin's trial. That's whose trial it is. He is the one that is on trial. So I think we need to make sure that he gets the proper respect that he deserves. Give him his trial. That's his trial. George Floyd is not on trial. Shamika, hey, how you doing, lady? How you doing? How you doing? So we need to give him that, because he's on trial for what he did. He's on trial for murder. It is what it is. There's no but for those that have been keeping up with what has been going on, this is day 2. Well, it's actually more than day 2, because they've been doing stuff more than 2 days, but this is like officially day 2 of the trial, I think. And there's been some powerful testimony. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good, Shamika. I'm glad you're doing good. Oh, yeah, Mr. Judge, he got some things going on. He definitely has some things going on. Yeah, he kind of got up in the fields a little today. He got it up in the fields a little, but I can say that the witnesses that the prosecution has put on that stand so far, those witnesses are freaking awesome. They are awesome. And if they don't make those jurors feel something, listen. And the defense is trying to break people down, just like they tried to break Mr. I think his name was Williams, maybe Donald Williams. They tried to break him down today. And he was the main one that was, doing all the talking to the police, telling him, I know what you're doing on his neck and you're cutting off his circulation and all this stuff. The witnesses that they put up there, they were on point. It didn't matter what the defense tried to do, even down to the last young lady that was a first responder that was up there. That's what was pissing the defense off, and kind of got the judge pissed off too, because they felt like they were, she was disrespecting them. But she did what she needed to do. The thing that I liked about it, or that made me feel good, was the dispatcher on yesterday. Geneva or something like that. I know it started with a G. The dispatcher from yesterday and the young lady from today that was the first responder. Those women, even though they were women, they stepped up and tried to do something. They tried to do something. And one thing that they did not do was back down from the defense attorney whenever he tried to back them into a corner. And none of them, those two, the young man, Mr. Williams at 32, you could tell the guy was trying to intimidate him. He did not let him intimidate him a little bit. As a matter of fact, he checked him on a couple things and pretty much let him know, you will not be labeling me as the angry black man that because I was so loud and boisterous and because I know jujitsu and everything else, that all of a sudden that made this former police officer, do whatever he did. No, you're not going to give me that label. That's not what we're doing today. So he was up yesterday, and then they brought him back today because the feed cut out yesterday. So the judge stopped the trial yesterday because the family is watching the trial via live stream. So once the family wasn't able to see the stream, then they had to go ahead and dismiss the jurors and all that stuff, so that, it's not just about the public seeing it. It's really about the family being able to, be virtually present for the trial. So I think yesterday went good. I think today went well. These folks, I don't even know if they knew that they were calling pretty much expert witnesses up there. It's almost like most of the people that were there were expert witnesses. Hey. Hold on one second. Hold on. So they had some good folks up there. I mean, truth be told, they left the defense in the place where he was just asking just some miscellaneous, just questions that he knew the answer to. So the thing is, they try to make people seem like, for the lady that was up there today, basically they were trying to tell her, okay, well, it was not your job. The police didn't handle his job correctly because you were interfering with his job by trying to do what you pretty much pledged to do, whether you were on duty or off duty. You said that if you saw somebody in need or saw somebody that needed help, then you were going to do whatever you could to issue any type of life-saving measure. It's not that you had to do it, but you felt obligated to do it. So they kind of try to come after her with that. Boy, that sassiness was on point today. And those eye rolls, yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be long before her and that defense attorney bumped heads a little bit, because she was ready. And she was not here for the buffale today. So the defense attorney checked him, especially when the defense asked him about 13 times of using. Yeah, that's the thing. At first, you're trying to put everything on the crowd that was there. It was the crowd's fault that he acted unprofessional. It was the crowd's fault that former Officer Tao was, pushing people back and getting the grade. Like, it was everybody else's fault except for the people that were holding George down on that ground and the person that was standing up protecting the people that was holding George Floyd down on that ground. It was everybody else's fault except theirs. So they kept going, and everybody that they heard on the video, they wanted to address them about their cursing it. Well, didn't you call them some names? Yeah. Because you were angry. You're not gonna call me angry. Now, the thing that I liked about this last young lady, and that's what pissed actually the attorney and the judge off. She was like, well, wouldn't you be upset if you just watched somebody murder somebody? Hello? Basic mom, hey, how you doing? Hello? Let's not act like this not a real life situation that we're talking about. You wouldn't be upset? Like, she pretty much put him on blast when she came back at him with that. Like, you saying that was I frustrated? No, I wasn't frustrated. I'm ready to bust a move. And the same thing goes back to Brother Williams. What the guy says, when you said that you told the officers that you wanted to do something. You wanted to do something to him. He said, I sure did. Like, what you want me to say? I sure did. Even one of the a young white lady that was up there, one of the witnesses, she was like, she wanted to do something, but she couldn't do what she wanted to do. So these are the things that he honed in on, because there's nothing you can say to really defend this man's behavior. There's nothing that you can say. And the thing about each person's story and each video is that each story built on the other story, and it was like puzzle pieces that were being put together. And you guys know I always speak on due process and the presumption of innocence. It holds true for everybody. It holds true for Derek Chauvin, but in this particular case, we're not trying to determine whether or not he actually ended someone's life. That's not in question. We know he did, period. We know he did, so that's not a question that we're even looking at right now. The question is what they are going to actually find you guilty of. That's what the question is going to be, because we saw what you did. We don't have to guess. We don't have to guess. You didn't try to hide what you were doing. Actually, he did try to hide. Let me take that back, because the reason why, this is just my thinking, just from the little piece of knowledge that I have, he wouldn't get up off his neck because he knew what he had done. And had he gotten up, then the other officers would have gotten up and everybody would have seen that George had already died. So he stayed on him until EMS got there. And you saw that even when EMS got there, he still would not move. They basically had to make him move, because they didn't want people to know at that point that they had killed him. So to that extent, he was trying to hide what he did. That's why he wouldn't move. They knew the guy had already passed away. They knew that. Well, he knew that. So instead of getting up and having to deal with that crowd, because he know they were on it. They were on it. He just sat there and played it out because he's still on this guy. So the crowd can't just go and jump on them because they still got an active scene going on. So as long as we stay here on this man and make it look like he's still living, even though clearly we can see his body fluids and all that stuff, if we can just make it look like he's still living, then we won't have to deal with this crowd. So that's my take. That's just my take on that. The man is a coward. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. That's what it is. Everybody that got up on stand, you can't look him in the face. You sitting up there doodling on a writing pad. You need to have that same energy. You need to have the same energy that you had that day when you took your big foot and that little knee that you had, and you put it in your neck and use your foot and the weight of your body to grind your knee in and cut off his circulation, you need to have that same energy while you're sitting in that courtroom and sit straight up, look those people in the face, look them in the eye. It should be mandatory that he look them in the eye. Him just sitting there doodling on a piece of paper, like he's sitting up there like he's the attorney. What notes are you taking? PDQ, hey, how you doing? What notes are you taking? And why in the world are you listening in when they have a sidebar and it's the attorneys and the judge talking in the sidebar? Why in the world are you putting the headset on? When did the defendant become a part of the sidebar? Okay. They're going to have to tread lightly with this one, because not only are black folks watching, not only are white folks watching, not only are Hispanic people watching, not only are Asian people watching, not everybody's watching. Not only is America watching, the world is watching. Period. And you best believe that those people in that state are watching. Y'all better do it right. That's all I got to say. Now, the lady with the cell phone, she was wrong today. Now, that would get a judge a little upset. K. Nicole, hey, how you doing? That would set a judge off. That would definitely set a judge off. Now, I don't feel like he had to put on blast and bring home camera, because he definitely made an example out of her today. I think he did that part out of spite, because that did not have to be done on camera. That didn't have to be done. And him reprimanding the young lady, the first responder, he didn't have to do that on camera either. That's something that he chose to do. He told them to turn the cameras back on for that. That's not something that he had to do at all. There was a black lady there. She said she was somewhat of a PR person for one of the victims. I think it was a 17-year-old victim that testified maybe after Mr. Williams today. She was with the other little girl, how old was that little girl? 9 years old or something. She had a person that was with her that called herself like a PR person, like kind of kept the young lady away from the press and stuff like that, to make sure, something like a crisis manager, to make sure that the press didn't get to her and stuff like that. Well, while they were outside, I don't know, they were on another floor, they were on the 18th floor, and the young lady was talking to one of the attorneys. They said the AG. So she was talking to one of the attorneys, and the lady took a picture of her talking to the attorney. Keisha, Sunshine, Linda, how you doing? And somebody went and told on her. They were snitching. And somebody went and told the judge. So when everything was over, then the judge wanted to know who had a cell phone. So he had them go and track down the person who had the cell phone and had them bring her back into the courtroom. And he had her come up to the podium, like basically like where the lawyers usually are, and reprimanded her for the cell phone. And he had her cell phone. They gave the judge her cell phone. And he reprimanded her on camera. It was a black lady. So he didn't have to do all that. He did have to reprimand her. Now, he did have to say something. They could have fined her. But he made sure he made an example out of her. That was right after he reprimanded the first responder, saying that basically you can't argue with the attorney. You can't argue with the defense. You can't argue with the court. And she did. She got a little slick with the judge. Like, I'm trying to answer my question. I'm trying to finish my answer. You asked me a question, let me finish it. Because you know when she answer it and the defense attorney, this is a yes or no question. It may be a yes or no question to you. It's not a yes or no question to me. So let me finish my answer. That's pretty much what she didn't like that Joker. She didn't like him. I promise she didn't like him. She didn't like him. She ain't like him. And he didn't care too much for her either. Because she was not backing down. She came in there with that uniform on. She had her class A's on when she came up in there. You hear me? She let them know that she meant business because she was testifying in her official capacity. She was testifying. She came up in there with those class A's on. Ready. She was ready. She was ready. So I know everybody watching over there. They just better make sure they do stuff right, because I don't know if you guys check out Unicorn Riot. I've been watching the trial on their channel because I was watching them last year when all the demonstrations and stuff were going on, and they give you like the clips from last year and now, and it kind of brings everything together. So y'all may want to check that channel out because it shows like stuff that you're not seeing on regular like mainstream TV. So that's a little plug for them. They're a nonprofit organization. Okay. Now, we're going to put Derek to the side. We just know at this point, Derek ain't even brave enough to look at the people that's on the stand. Derek won't even look at the children on the stand. So if you that scared, then you didn't have any business. You know, let me just go past that. Let me just go on. Let me go on past that. The next thing. I've been off the grid, so I hadn't been able to talk about Uncle Kurt. Everybody been having their conversations about Uncle Kurt. Let me tell y'all something. And y'all probably gonna be shocked. A lot of you probably gonna disagree with me. And y'all gonna say, Doc, you wrong. You wrong, Doc. I don't think Uncle Kurt did nothing wrong. I don't think he did a thing wrong. He ain't doing nothing that... Listen. Now, the first thing gonna be, well, Doc, you not anybody's mama. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying there aren't some, because I have seen some. But you're not going to find too many parents that sit around and let their kids handle them any kind of way. Okay? Now, I'm going to also say this. As a Christian woman, we ain't going to sit up here and act like a lot of our Christian folks won't curse your behind out if necessary. Okay? And say, Lord, you know my heart. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna act like that don't happen. Okay? Because a Christian is still human. That's like us saying that everybody don't lie. You done dropped a couple of them, even if they were by accident. But when you go and look at his son's behavior after the fact, come on through now. Come on. His son, everything that he did with releasing that information, he was intentional. He was very intentional in what he did, and his sole purpose was to go and try to taint or destroy his dad's character. That's what he was attempting to do, and it backfired on him. And I'm glad. Number one, I don't know who thought that Uncle Kurt was perfect. If you ever listen to his music from the beginning, he told you he wasn't. He talked about how he used to be addicted to, you know, certain types of videos and sexual activities and how, I mean, he tells some stories in his songs. Like, he was out there. He was in them streets. So we're going to sit there and act like because somebody went and got saved and all that stuff, that they forgot the words that used to come out of their mouth. You didn't forget. You might not use them anymore. But you didn't forget. So, number one, we're going to have to stop trying to act like people are perfect, because nobody that walks this earth is perfect, period. Nobody. I'm going to have a little talk with Jesus, because I'm wondering if he was cursing a few people out. I don't know. He might have, I don't know what he said to Judas. You see what I'm saying? When he figured out I don't know what he said to Judas. Like, hey, like, bruh, you think I don't know? Really, bruh? You like, we don't know, but we get so caught up. We put people on pedestals. It's not that they put themselves on pedestals. We put people on the pedestals and act like they won't do any wrong. That's us. We're doing that. So, for Uncle Kirk, you keep on stomping. And I don't think he owed anybody an explanation for what he said to his son. His son should have been the only one giving the explanation, since he was the one that decided to record their conversation and put it out there. Okay, you give the explanations. Because he didn't owe anybody anything. You don't have to explain to those people what you said to your grown behind son. I can understand if the son was a child. That boy 30 and some change. Y'all know I'm a spades player. He 30 and some change. Kirk ain't got to explain nothing that he say to him. What I do know, Uncle Kirk said he ain't no punk. He said he ain't no punk. He said, I'll snatch you up. Boy. Hey, my mama told us stuff like that. She just didn't curse with it. But we knew she'll snatch us up. You see what I'm saying? Her way of telling us that she was going to F us up was that she'll say, I'll turn your whole cake of bread over. We knew that meant that if we messed up, she'd F us up. We already knew on sight. We knew what it was. Yeah, his mom did come out and same thing. I saw something where the guy, Shamika, yeah, she didn't say nothing. She just looked at me. Yeah. And that slow nod. Keep right on. Keep right on. Even in church with a smile. Hey, y'all, hallelujah. Hey, praise God. Uh-huh. I see you. Keep right on. Ain't God a good God? We knew from them eyes. We already knew. We already knew what was up. Praise the Lord, everybody. But she looking at you. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord. You getting up, clapping and singing too, because you hoping she forgot. Or maybe if you catch the Holy Ghost, she won't beat you. Maybe. But yeah, we have to stop doing that with people. And I'm going to sum that up at the very end where I wanted to go with that. But we got to stop doing that with people, because that man never said he was perfect. And the thing is, somebody asked about a conversation. I saw something with this guy that Armand Wiggins The guy said that Kirk's son stayed with them at a Airbnb for a while, and he was saying this stuff, and he kind of, they said he said some stuff, and I'm not going to even get into that because I don't even want to put that on that man's name. And we got this cancel culture. I'm so sick of the cancel culture. Let's cancel the cancel culture. Like, that's where I'm at. Cancel the cancel culture. Who made them the know-all and be-all for canceling people? Let us get the information first. And even with that, some of the stuff just ain't our business. But if this man said, don't listen to anybody, if you didn't hear it come out my mouth, then don't believe it is not true. That's what he said in response to that. Now, I heard Armand say, well, he could have denied it. He didn't want to deny it. That was the point. He didn't deny it because he wanted to leave people guessing, because what he's trying to do right now is make his dad look bad. That's what he's doing. He could have easily said, yeah, he did it. He could have easily said, no, that wasn't the thing. His thing was to let people speculate and form their own opinions about his dad. Just like they did with the recording that he dropped. And that's why you only hear this side of it. And that's what we have to remember. People try to get over on us all the time. You give a recording, but you giving the part that you want people to hear. You're not giving the whole situation so people can get the whole picture and form an educated guess or an educated opinion. You being all selective and just downright sneaky with your mess. If you're going to play it, then play the whole thing from start to finish. But clearly there are some things that you don't want people to hear. So you pick and choose which parts you want to put out there. Y'all know what I say. It's just like people picking out different parts of the Bible to fit their situation. It's no different. It's no different. So hopefully they're able to work something out with their situation. But in this particular instance, my thoughts are like Ricky Smiley's. Sometimes you got to love people from a distance. Sometimes you got to love them from a distance. After you raise your kids, you know, you do what you can. You do what you can. You do what you can. But as parents, you can't tell other grown folks what to do. You did your job. You did your job. And when they go off and start doing all this crazy stuff, you can't be sitting there. And I know it's you know, it's hard to tell people not to be worrying and stressing, but you did your job. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. Once I became a man, I put away childish things. Listen, if they decided they didn't want to put away those childish things, that's not on you. Because at that point, they're no longer accountable to you. They're accountable to God. When they kids, they got to come running to you saying, Mom, I did this, Daddy, I did this. Okay, you grown now, you an adult. You're going to have to answer to God for what you're doing. I mean, you can tell me if you want to. It ain't like I can go and put you on punishment. No, you're going to have to answer to God. Just saying. You're going to have to deal with that. Let me move on. Let me see what my time is. I'm at 34. Okay. Next thing. I'm getting it all up in here. Because folks been getting on my nerves while I've been out here in these streets. Right. 30 and some change. You know what I'm saying? 30 and some change. That, to me, that's like 3 and a possible. 30 and some change. You done ran your course. Based on their relationship was already damaged. That was the thing. That it was already damaged. Boy, the entitlement is real. The entitlement. And that's not just with rich folks, y'all. That's regular folks too. You know what I'm saying? Some people just feel entitled. Y'all know. You got some kids that feel like you owe them something. Like I raised you. I did what I was supposed to do. Once you get older, shoot, you owe me now. How about take care of me? You know, I'm just saying. But just looking at the comments that people were putting out there, well, he shouldn't have said. Listen, just because you didn't curse at your child, that still don't mean you didn't raise them right, or that you raised them right. Because you can hurt your child and never say a curse word. Let's keep it real. You can hurt your child and never say one curse word. You can hurt your child and never put a hand on them. You can hurt your child by not being there. You can hurt your child by neglecting them. You can hurt your child by being verbally abusive, saying stuff to degrade them and make them feel less than, just damaging and pounding on their self-esteem. You can do a lot of things to hurt your child. Cursing is not the worst thing that you can do to your child. Now, do I like to hear parents cursing their kids out like that? No, but I'm saying kids. I ain't got nothing to do with two grown men sitting up there talking. That's y'all business. It's your business with your child too. Let me be clear on that. But yeah, I whatever. You 30 and some change. Darn it. Let me move on. Okay. Today, saw something that the Shade Room posted with Quavo from the Migos and his ex-girlfriend. Saweetie, I guess that's how you pronounce her name. I don't know who the girl is. I don't know. All I know is that the Shade Room posted a part of a video. And I said, let me see how many comments I'm going to have to go through before they start calling this man a woman beater. 3 comments, that's all it took. 3. From a piece of a clip. Now, apparently this clip came from TMZ. Elevator clip. I got a few problems with that. Let me not say I got some issues. Because the way that the social media stuff going right now, it don't sit too well with me. It just don't sit. It don't sit. This is why I don't do celebrity gossip, because it's none of my business. It's none of my business. Somebody went back and they played, I guess TMZ went and played, they had more of the video than what the Shade Room played. So the Shade Room played just enough to paint their own narrative of what happened. Just like we saying Kirk's son did, they put like just enough out there. You go to TMZ, they got this full video out there. The girl swings on Quavo. Something with a bag. He snatching, she snatching, whatever. I'm not getting into that. I don't know what happened with them. What I do have a problem with. Now you got all the people coming out and you got the cancel crew coming. Not cancer, cancel, the cancel crew. Now they saying you got to cancel Quavo. Y'all don't know what happened with these people. But I'm going to tell you this. Now this might be another moment where y'all don't agree with me, and it's okay. We can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. But here's my problem. And y'all know I'm a tomboy, so my thinking is a little bit different with this. I didn't have a mama that told boys don't hit girls. That's not how we were raised. We were raised not to hit each other, period. What that means is don't hit somebody if you don't expect to get hit back. Don't go running up on somebody unless you think you can beat them. That's where I'm at. You don't put your hands on me, and I won't put my hands on you. Period. Now that may go against what a lot of people believe. But I know that there are some women out there that are just as abusive, if not more abusive than some men can be. And they do it because they know that a lot of men were raised not to hit a female. Well, we also got to raise these females not to hit a male. Period. Keep your hands to yourself. And I don't apologize for that. I mean every word of that. That's it. Do not come crying to me. You went and punched him in his face and he hit you back and you knew that he was way bigger than you. You knew that you couldn't beat him. And you went and popped somebody in their face. Do not come to me with that. We can have a conversation. I take that back. We can have a conversation, but I'm going to talk to both of y'all. I'm not going to jump on him. Keep your hands to yourself. That's where we start and end the conversation. Keep your hands to yourself. Situation gets so bad you feel like you got to put your hands on somebody, leave. That's it. One thing I saw in the elevator, he looked up at the camera. He looked directly in the camera. And people were like, oh, he just noticed the camera was there. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Now, I wasn't there, but as a female, I can tell you what she said was, you just did it, and they just got you on camera, and he looked up at the camera. Because that's how spiteful we can be sometimes. They got you on camera. That's why she stayed on that floor. I ain't crazy. They said he pushed her down. He did not push her down. She stayed on that floor the whole time like somebody broke her whole spirit. I'm going to leave that alone because that ain't none of my business. All I'm going to say is keep your hands to yourself all the way around. My mom said don't put your hands on other people's kids. Keep your hands, even though she beat everybody's kids. I'm just saying, I'm snitching. But keep your hands, keep your hands to yourself. That's it. That's it. In the neighborhood and the way that we grew up, and I hate to say it like that, but men and women fought. And that was just a different, I guess I can say, era that we were in, but men and women fought. And it wasn't considered abuse. They straight up fought. Police wasn't called, like nothing. They fought. Not saying that you didn't have abusive people. Now, there's a difference. But men and women fought. I mean, throwing straight blows like it was two men fighting or two, like they fought. So, my thinking on that is a little bit different. Just keep your hands to yourself. As long as you keep your hands to yourself. Now, somebody put their hands on you and you didn't put your hands on them, then we got a whole other story. Joseph said, you know, yeah, we country. That's what it is. You know you country when. That's one of those country moments right there. That's one of those country moments. Because I told y'all I fought boys. They ain't never get in trouble for hitting me. Yeah, you fought. People talked about, oh, you did, and you went about your business. And shoot, you might have got mad for a day or two, or your mama, you better not go over there. And that was for like a day, maybe a week, but that was it. It's on to the next show. Times have definitely changed. Times have definitely changed. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. You tell you hit me, you gonna draw back a nub. You gonna draw back a nub. And we ain't having that. You know that's what it's saying from, if you hit me, you better kill me. Like, that's where that come from right there. If you hit me, you better kill me. Yeah, but moving right along. So, just the people, everybody like coming out, just coming after him and didn't have the full story, only saw a clip. And then some people saw the rest of it. And they were like, oh, well, they didn't show all that. If they would have shown all that, I would have da-da-da-da. You shouldn't have been drawing conclusions on it anyway. 23 Savage, hey, how you doing? You shouldn't have been drawing conclusions on it anyway because you only had a little small clip. And that's what mainstream media does to everybody. That's what they do to us. They show us just a small little clip to get us to go along with whatever picture they're trying to paint at that particular time, and then we run with it. And nobody sticks around to get the full story. Nobody sticks around. I'll come back to that. All right. I'm still on this social media thing. The next thing is Cardi. Y'all know I don't talk about celebrities. But see, I just been watching different stuff while I've been off this scene. I've been watching different stuff. I'm a Cardi fan. I like Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Girl, diamonds all over my body. Shine all over my body. I like her. I like her. Yeah. Y'all know came through dripping. All that good stuff. But listen. I know this ain't nobody that's on here right now, but y'all need to stop stalking that girl. Everything that she does, somebody posting it on their website. On there, it's on the Shade Room, it's on it's posted somewhere. The girl posted a picture of her natural hair. It made it to the Shade Room. I'm like, ¿qué? Me no sé. Why did that make it to the Shade Room? And then Cardi's posting, giving people. And so everybody comes out because everybody is an expert. We got all of the experts coming out. All of the expert cosmetologists, all of the natural care experts. All the experts came out. All of the ethnicity experts. All of the colorism experts. Everybody came to the party. And now it's why she's showing her hair. And why she got to be special because she white. Y'all know that girl ain't white. Quit playing. Why she special? Because y'all know she Mexican. Y'all know that girl is not Mexican. And you sound ignorant. It's an ignorant thing when somebody is Hispanic or part Hispanic and you call them Mexican. That's an insult. Not saying that there's nothing wrong or anything wrong with being Mexican, but if they're not Mexican, they don't want to be called Mexican. Duh. But we smart though. Well, her mama is this and her daddy is this, so we shouldn't expect such and such. Well, what about Nicki Minaj? You know what, y'all? These are our people. Let that girl in her hair, because she been putting some kind of mask on her hair, trying to get her hair strong, and she putting it on her daughter's hair, because I watched it on Instagram. Stop stereotyping people. Stop putting people in one. Stop it. If the girl want to show off her hair and in a bikini eating a piece of bologna, that's her business. That's her business. Like, what is the obsession? What is the obsession? And why we feel like we gotta have an input on every... Okay. So as y'all can see, I've been looking at the Shade Room today. The next thing that pop up there, Michael Strahan. Y'all know Michael Strahan. He used to play football. He hosts different shows. Now, I forgot the name of the show that he was on. I forgot what he on. Listen. Y'all know Michael Strahan got the Gap, had the Gap. Well, Michael Strahan has decided to close his Gap in, people. So I guess he posted some stuff showing his new grill or whatever. Dude look good. Okay, Michael Strahan looks good. He was a handsome man even with the Gap. But here we go. Our people, us. Good morning, America. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Us and them. You should have left your Gap like it was. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. You messing it up for other people that have a gap. You acting like you embarrassed because of your gap. Well, y'all get a grip. Get a grip. Every time somebody does something, it is not our place to tell folks what to do. How many times on here do we sit here and say that we're grown and people can't tell us what to do? Why is it with celebrities, we feel like just because they're celebrities, then we got inside access to their lives? And shoot, it's not even just celebrities, because we see it on YouTube too tonight. For the YouTube celebrities, you know, the YouTube celebrities. The man looks good, right, PDQ? So I go and post, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the nerve of him to go and make a decision on his own and not worry about what everybody else has to say. The nerve of him. I thought it was just people talking about folks getting cosmetic and plastic surgery and getting breast and nose stuff done and all. No, y'all even complain about people getting their teeth done too. Let me not say teeth. They ain't being politically correct. Teeth with the F. We got a problem with people getting their teeth done too. I mean, can we live? You can't put weave in your hair because that ain't natural. That ain't what God gave you. Well, I don't think God sent you out with Walls clippers either, okay? You didn't come out the womb with an edge up, you know what I'm saying? You didn't come out the womb with your eyebrows plucked, okay? You didn't come out the womb with extra lashes on. That ain't how you came out the womb. Out the womb. Like you have to laugh at it, cause y'all. Yes, Joseph, something, I don't know. Something's going on. Like something ain't right. Something ain't quite right. People got so much to say. Right, if he want to pull out all of them. Now, at one point, you hear people saying like Fabulous. You know, he had a chip tooth. When he got the tooth fixed, I believe. But before that, he got all that money, just like Cardi. She got all that money. Why she didn't get those teeth fixed? Then people go and get their teeth fixed. She got something to say. What's the problem? What's the problem in them doing that and somebody going to getting braces? I had braces for 2 years. What is the difference? What is the difference in them going to do that? Because a correction is a correction. If you don't like the way that something is looking, if it's bothering you and you feel like it could be corrected, that's why these contacts in my eyes right now, because my vision needs to be corrected. And I don't feel like wearing my glasses every day. But that is not anybody's business that like, you should be wearing glasses because God didn't put them contacts in your eyes. Like, y'all, we gotta stop. That's when we start bringing God up and stuff too. God didn't create you that way. Like, stop. Stop it. And it's mostly women. That's why I'm addressing the women on it. Like, stop it. Because you didn't come out the womb with fingernail polish on. You did not come out the womb with a pink and white. You didn't come out with a full set. Like, that is not how you came out of the womb. You didn't come out with a straightening comb in your head. If we're going to keep it natural, then we're going to keep it all the way natural. Don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't shave. Don't pluck. Don't laser. Don't do nothing. You just stay the way that you have been made. That's the only way I can see you going and talking about somebody getting a gap fixed in their mouth. That joker was smiling so hard, I said, you better get it, Michael. Oh, you cute. But I go through the comments, and the comments are the worst part. They are the worst part. Like, you'll sit there and you'll spend more time reading the comments than you did watching the actual video because the comments be so ratchet. The comments be ratchet. Lord have mercy. I see why some of the commentators, some of the content creators, they don't read their comments because at some point you just gotta throw your hands and be like, you know what, whatever. You know, y'all just darn if you do, darn if you don't. Like, what? So I don't know. But I felt that it was my duty, it's my civic duty to come on here. Y'all ain't gonna like this. It's my civic duty to come on here and tell everybody to mind your business. Mind your business. Not mind your business. Mind yo. Y-O. Mind your business and let people live. There's no one's be pointing the finger at everybody but not realizing they have right. Got so much to say about what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? Let people live. Because you don't want people dissecting your life. Mind your business. There was a song about that. Tell your mom to mind her business. Can't you tell your mom's trying to end this? Tell your mama to mind her business. I think that's how it went. I'm telling my age. Somebody told me about that song. Somebody was telling me about some kind of song like that. But yeah. I have a friend that never got a perm, eyebrow art, shave, or nothing. She's always been natural and never wore. And that's cool. That is cool. And she probably ain't the one going around telling everybody to be natural. Like, you know, just do you, boo-boo. Like, we are all unique. You know what I mean? We're all unique. My mama wouldn't let us get a relax. I had to sneak and put one in my head. But when I put it in there, boy, that creamy crack, it got me. That creamy crack got me. I was in love. But y'all, it's too much. It's too much. So that's my civic duty. Some people have to go and do jury duty. My duty tonight is to come on here and tell you like Kevin Hart said, my mama told you to mind your and all that other stuff that he put up in there. That's my job for tonight. Like, if you're not trying to elevate somebody, if you're not trying to encourage them, then mind your business. Okay? Candy Cole, you know what time it is, don't you? Because you see we're approaching that 60-minute mark, so you know I'm about to get my tail up off here. If you are not encouraging somebody, if you are not trying to motivate somebody, if you are not trying to help them get to a higher plane, mind your mother flipping business. Let them people live, let them go about their business and do whatever they do. And focus on yourself. Okay? Focus on yourself. The best thing that you could ever do for yourself is make a concerted effort, an intentional effort to focus on yourself. Now, that's the word from the life coach tonight. I thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't hit that like button, please make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to the moderators. Shout out to all of the certified dimes that are in the building. Love you guys. Shout out to everyone that is subscribed. Shout out to the ones who are not subscribed. If you have not subscribed, bam, hit that subscribe button that's down there. Again, make sure you click that like, share, do all that stuff. But if you don't do nothing else, before I get off here, mind your business. Mind your business.